So I'd come on and see if there's anyone about. Because I've noticed someone's channel's gone down. Just getting my... Put that. Oh. My coffee fee? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Oh, it's too hot. So... if anyone watches... We the People 24/7 soapbox. It's gone down. I hope they get it back up. I know this has happened before. I don't know if it was an accident or, you know, those out there are trying to take it down. Wouldn't surprise me. So, I don't know what's going on there. I'm just checking some other sites a minute, see if anyone comes on. Let's see. Because we can still find out about Q drops on qanon.pub, which I'm just checking. And Neon Revolt. Yeah, still there. I haven't even checked these today. Is this 21st today? Ooh. I didn't even know we'd had all these Q drops, but... I'll just check. But yeah, it's gone down. I hope they come back on. But, you know, it's starting to get exciting now, so I think things are going to start happening, even if they're going to try hard to maybe to pull people's channels down. I've just ordered, let me see if I can find it. I know my dad's ordered one. I told my sister to order one because I'll tell you about what my sister just did when she came round, the whole awakening story. But I've just been on eBay and I've just ordered, we all know I've got a, let me see if it's about, if I can go and get it. We all know, well, not everybody knows. I've got this t-shirt. It's Trump, says the boss. That was off eBay a few weeks ago. I wore it on his birthday and I will be wearing it when he visits the UK. I've just ordered, I just had to get it. I was going to make one, but I thought, no, I could make one, but I was going to do it today, paint it, but I thought, no, I'll order one because it's something I want to keep. I've ordered a blue, I think it's a navy blue t-shirt. See if I can blow the picture up. QAnon. And under it says nothing is random. Or maybe it should say there is no such thing as coincidences. Yeah, I've ordered that because I might be going on a trip soon, and if I go on the train I need to advertise the Q thing. So hi. So I've got my Trump t-shirt. They're good t-shirts as well off eBay. I've got my Trump one. I've ordered my Q t-shirt today. My dad's ordered one. I'm going to try and get a picture of me and my dad together doing that. I made this a couple of months ago. ICQ people, boom, Q, where we go one, we go all. So I do use this one. I just painted that on myself. They're good, these canvas bags, because you can get fabric paints and paint anything on you want. And I just wrote on this in marker pen the other day quickly when I went shopping, was free Tommy, make Britain great again. And then on the back last night I painted this on. So I can turn it round to which way I want my bag. Seeing as people are starting to wear the t-shirts and things. Yeah, money's tight with me, but I've just had to get one. It wasn't too pricey, but I just had to get one. I have to sacrifice that somewhere else. Yeah, it's back to front showing you, but you get the gist. And I love the Trump rally where someone had the Q t-shirt on, and I believe someone stood up somewhere. I love it. Got on a table and shouted, some Q stuff, and shouted "Where we go one," and everyone else who knew about it shouted "We go all." I thought that was absolutely amazing. Yeah, soapbox has gone down. I don't know if it's back up. I don't think it is. Hopefully they'll get on at some point today. But my sister just came round with her youngest son, and she knows a bit about the whole QAnon thing, and I've been trying to red pill her, and she knows some stuff, even though she thinks I'm batty. Oh, is it back up? Good, I'll pop over after. And she said today, she was talking to her partner, and he was saying, "Oh, have you seen this that Trump's put out? Have you seen what they're saying about Trump? And I can't believe it. He's so horrible, splitting kids up at the borders and separating children." And I said, "Right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what's going on." And she went, "Oh, I know it's not Trump, because I've been telling her little bits." So they've had a bit of an argument. So I've given her some videos to watch. She's actually put a thing on Facebook now, and she wrote a little thing about, Trump's trying to get the families back together, and why, trying to get people thinking now, because she has a lot of friends on Facebook. She doesn't do it as abruptly as me, but I said, you need to get the message out there. I've told her to buy Q top, so I think she's going to buy one. And it's just really good. It's really good. My sister, my mum, I might just buy my mum a t-shirt and tell her just to wear it anyway, even though she's a bit like, not really red pilled, but just tell her to wear it. And she even said the other day, even though this isn't on the lines of Q, but to me it is, it's all connected, because everything's connected globally. She said she was on the bus the other day, she lives in Wales, and she saw hashtag free Tommy. And she said if she didn't know what I'd told her, she doesn't know who Tommy Robinson is anyway, she wouldn't have known. So I thought that was brilliant. People are hashtagging that, people are hashtagging QAnon, on, where was it? Where was the one the other day on the wall that Q sent the picture in? Was it Iran? When they did the picture, someone had tagged on a wall, painted on a wall, Oh, Barcelona, yeah, that was it, Barcelona. So it's great. So that was good. But talking about, this is quite serious as well, talking about, the child trafficking, this, that, and the other. Sorry, my lighting's a bit off. I might have to go over there. Is it too dark? Because I can check. And I've got different hands again because I'm changing my nails again. Before anyone says anything, they go into this from red. No, it's fine. Last night, I got in bed and I was sort of rooting around on YouTube like you do, trying to find the real news and stuff, different things going on in Europe and things. And I came across a channel, I do watch it now and again, hi MJ, called Titans TV. And they do a lot of chats on different stuff and Speakers Corner in London and all sorts of different issues that are going on at the minute. And I noticed that they were talking about the grooming gangs. I can't really say in London because it's happening all over the UK. And we want to get that straight. It's grooming, but it's also, when you think of grooming, you think of grooming your dog. It's rape gangs. And they were talking about that, and I was listening in, and I chipped in, and somebody got up my nostrils because they were saying that some of these girls, white girls by the way, are from, families that don't have a lot of money, this, that, and the other, which they are because they prey on that, but that doesn't mean that girls from high class families aren't going to get raped, but they were saying that it's the parents' fault. It's not the social worker's fault. It's not the police's fault. It's not the government's fault. Blah 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 blah. And I thought no, and I said that's not true. You can see the documents. And luckily, someone stepped in because there was a panel and said that's absolutely disgusting of you to say that. It's people like you, you know, that they're making excuses up basically because people have seen these documentaries where it's not all the police, it's not all social workers, it's not all the government, but some people in those departments are corrupt and they are turning a blind eye, and we all know that. So you can't just say, oh, it's a parent's fault, because the documentaries I've been watching and these girls that have spoke up have said they got drugged, they were given alcohol and stuff, and you know, first they groom them, because they mean grooming them by someone will come in and these boys will act like they love them, they tell them that they love them, and it'll go on for a few weeks, and they start giving them phones, start supplying them with alcohol, putting drugs in the alcohol, they get addicted to drugs, so they go back to those people who are grooming them. I've seen, it's not just me saying this, it's out there everywhere. There's documentaries been done, there's even things been done on the BBC, and we know they lie. They have put snippets of things out there. We had a police, I don't know if it's a policewoman or a social worker that was on Big Brother the other year, that she brought stuff out, you know, bits out. So we all know about it, and it actually said in these documentaries that these men would threaten these young girls to kill the family or do whatever to the family. So they'd call for them at night, they'd beep outside, these girls would get outside the window and everything, you know, climb out the window because they were addicted, or they'd make excuses to get out because they were threatening their families. So you can't just say, oh, it's the parents' fault. I know what I was like when I was younger. You used to make excuses up to, you know, get out and go and see your friends, and you'd tell white lies about things to go and see your friends. And if I used to get grounded, I used to tell porcupines about, oh, I've got to go and give my homework in it, something over. You know what kids are like, but at the end of the day, and this person was also said, which is disgusting, well, when you get young girls that are out after, say, midnight, it's down to the parents. If they're walking around at night time, then what is their fault? It doesn't matter if a young girl's walking around at 2 o'clock in the morning. It does not give a man the right to go and rape a child. And they also said about young girls, it doesn't matter if the girls are younger, middle-aged, or a grandmother. They do not deserve to get raped because someone in another country believes that's embedded in their sort of their beliefs. We don't believe in that. Yes, there are white people that do this, blah, blah, blah. We do have rapists about and other stuff, but at the end of the day, this guy, to me, he was just making excuses up. And the guy who came on the panel was really good at sort of like, you know, telling him, like, what the hell are you going on about? And I watched the people in the chat and they were all saying, yes, well said, this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter how a girl's dressed. It doesn't matter if a girl was out after a certain time. You can't control yourself then. Therefore, if a girl's out after a certain time at night, she deserves to get raped because she's out at night time. No. She should be allowed out at whatever time she wants. It doesn't give the right for someone to go and rape anybody. Be a young girl, middle-aged woman, old woman, or boys, because boys get raped as well. It's absolutely disgusting that there's people out there that are not awake to what's going on, or they're covering it up and saying, oh, you know, it's not social workers' fault, it's not the police's fault. Quite a few of them, not everybody, know about this, and they've either been shut up, threatened, or it's been covered up. Yes, they do know. We all know that anyway. We've seen documentaries on it. We're seeing people talking about it now. The people who act like, and they said, oh, this isn't going on. There's a lot of people saying it isn't going on. Yes, it is going on. It's been happening for years, centuries, whatever. Don't act like you don't know. Or is it because you're embarrassed because maybe you come from a background of people in your culture that do this or whatever? And someone went on about Jimmy Savile. We know all about the white paedophiles. They've been put all over TV. They used to have gangs that used to go around and try and catch people out on computers and stuff. We know that because they do actually put it in mainstream media. They did finally put it out about Jimmy Savile and all the other white pedos, if you want to call it. But they're not putting it out about this if they're saying, because they've been saying they're Pakistani Muslims. So why are we not allowed to say that if we're allowed to call out other people? It doesn't matter what you are or what culture you come from. If you are doing a crime, which it is, especially in our culture over here, you need to be shouted out whatever you are. If it's an alien doing it, like I said, that alien needs to be shouted out at the end of the day. If people are living in this country or other countries where you believe it's right to do that, which we don't, then go back somewhere else where people support that, because we don't support it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. But on that channel, it was good because people were having different debates about it, and it seems to me, looking around YouTube, that people are debating this, because that's the thing. It needs to be talked about. It's not, people don't have to be embarrassed if someone's from a certain group that's been doing it, and that's on both sides. That's on both sides. You know, it's not just one set of people who do stuff. There's bad people in the world and bad people do stuff, but that's why it needs to be talked about. And if there's something going on, it's not if, because there is, it needs to be talked about and it needs to be dealt with. And that is what we're all talking about today. That is what they're talking about in the EU. The EU is rising because of that as well. It's not just to do with, oh, because we want to get out of Brexit and we've got to, have security on our borders, and we don't want just anybody coming in, because we don't just want anybody coming in. It's what's the intentions behind some of the people that are coming in. We don't want people coming in nilly-willy. You need to be checked. You need to, needs to go through the proper way of coming in a country like they do in Australia, red tape and all that. It needs to be done properly. Vice versa to all the other countries. Why wouldn't you want that? You don't just let anybody in. And then depending on their intentions, yes, they can say what they want, but their intentions, it depends on what they're coming to people's countries to do. But when this person said this, I thought, how disgusting is it to say that you're trying to put the blame on the girls and the parents? And someone even said, which was even more disgusting, Muslim girls respect themselves. That's why it doesn't happen to them. No, they're doing it to white girls. Are they doing it to white girls on purpose? What? Because Western girls do different things. That's got nothing to do with that. Doesn't mean you go around raping someone. They haven't really got a choice, have they, if they're being supplied with alcohol and someone's putting drugs in the alcohol and getting them addicted to it to make them go back for more. That isn't to me of they respect themselves more. They don't know, because they don't know what's happening to them. You don't know what's happening to you if you're being raped. And by the way, they've also said, I've seen a lot of interviews on YouTube at the minute. Go check them out. This is not just me saying this, trying to say something. It's out everywhere for everyone to see. It's not just one man raping the girls. One girl said on an interview, I'll have to find it, that she stopped count at 35. It's not right to get raped anyway. And if 35 men, one after the other, is absolutely disgusting. No wonder people are embarrassed about it. It's absolutely disgusting. It's all coming out. It's all there for to see. It's all over YouTube. So don't people sit there thinking, trying to, not look at the situation, think it's not happening because you can't see it in your area or you don't know of anyone it's happened to. These girls are talking. Some girls have talked out. Some are scared to talk out, but there are interviews on YouTube. If you look, it's been swept under the carpet. It's so disgusting. So disgusting. But I'm glad that person, I don't know who it was last night, stood up and said that and put this guy in his tracks, because just because you don't know someone it happened to doesn't mean it's not happening to people. And they were talking about Sikh girls as well, because it happens to Sikh girls. You're very impressionable when you're young. They go for young kids as well, because anyone who does that sort of paedophily thing go for young kids, because they're sort of easily influenced by things. They're not adults, but even if you're an adult, you shouldn't be doing that. Hi. But less of that, because that is coming out. It's all over YouTube and everything. It's just like, everything to me is connected. Everything with the QAnon thing that's going on at the minute, everything that Q has said and the things that are getting looked at, funnily enough, in every country around the world, all this is going on. So to me, some people have said, oh, there's the Tommy thing, is this, that, and the other. To me, it's all connected. A lot of it's to do with kids. And this disgusting crappy rats trying to still put Trump down, still trying to say it's Trump that are separating families at the borders. Half of the people that come in, them kids aren't even theirs. There's more men that come through. Oh yeah, 40,000 feet view. You can see it connect the dots. Some of these, don't get me wrong, there'll be some immigrants that are coming through that are with the families and they are getting separated, but there's some that are coming through, well, not some, a lot that are coming through that them kids aren't even theirs. They've been separated somewhere else or kidnapped or stolen or whatever. Child trafficking, sex child trafficking, or someone come in using the child to get in, saying it's their child, to get separated. They're not bothered about that child then because it's not their child. That child's either going to get lost in the system, which they have been getting lost in the system because they've lost records and everything, haven't they? How convenient. Lost in the system, they're getting abused, they're getting raped, they're getting murdered. There's satanic stuff that's going along with it. I haven't done my nails, so they were a different colour. And all this stuff that's going on, and they're still pumping it out. Oh, it's Trump, it's Trump, it's Trump. I've just told my sister about it. It wasn't his. He's in office. It hasn't been since he's been in office that this was going on. Who were the people before that have put rules in or took rules out to make sure these kids are getting separated? My dad was just saying today, I don't think I saw the video, they've been screaming and crying going on about kids, oh, don't separate them. So Trump's like, we're not separating them, we're going to keep them together. And now they're all crying saying, no, separate them. Oh, bye, MJ. Probably see you over there later. But the amount of stuff that's dropping now, and I love the Q top in the Trump rally. I'd love to go to a Trump rally, but I'm not American. Hi. Can you imagine just someone standing up on a table and shouting, "Where we go on," and then everyone else shouts out, "Who knows? We go all." There's a lot more awake in the UK, you know. I'm trying to get it out there, but it's just amazing. And then that great picture of Trump pointing to the guy with the Q-top on was brilliant. Yeah, I'd just be like, if I was going somewhere and someone shouted that out, I'd have to shout it back. I'd just be so glad that people are... I'm even thinking of, you know, the other day when I had this on, the tinfoil hat news that I'll have to do at some point. I need to get some Q glasses, you know, the round with the Q glasses. And I love it. I love how Trump talks. When he did that, oh God, I was laughing my head off when I saw that. It was amazeballs. It's just really good. But it's starting to get exciting. I've noticed there's not a lot of chemtrails over here lately. There's not been a lot. There's big fluffy clouds out today. Oh, my sister also said her partner was talking about, oh, Trump's getting a, you know, laughing, joking, a space, what is it? Space, oh, what did he say? Space Army, Space Force out. I said, he is. He is. Do-do-do-do. I said, it'll be great. Doing what they should have been doing years ago instead of spending money on whatever they've been spending it on. Is it you who's from Wales? Because today's not that bad. It's not. I don't think it's been that bad. I know in America they get it really bad, and I've seen them, but lately it's not been that bad. Where is what? Where's what? Yeah, thought you were from Wales. But they're not that bad today. There's like proper fluffy clouds out today. But I've noticed past few weeks, it's not been near as what it was before, or it's cleared up quite quickly. And we've had more because it's been hot, we've had nice weather. I don't think it's, let me have a look. Let me have a walk. It's cloudy, but it's not like chemtrail clouds. It's not like loads of lines in the sky. It's just fluffy clouds. Cloudy, but not like, you know, the long, flat, funny trails. But I have noticed when we've had really good weather, and I've not really noticed that much, so I think that's good. But can't wait for this. Like, what about her with the ring on? The triangle ring, for people who know what I'm talking about. Oh, happy birthday, you're 33. Oh, to be 33 again. I had to think how old I was then. I was like, to be 33 again. Mind you, I still feel 21 anyway, so you do, don't you? I saw someone the other day saying, I have 21. I have what do I have? What do I drink? Water, distilled water. I have a water distiller. It's really good off eBay. It does about that much water. It's not massive, but it's really good. Yeah, age is just a number. Someone said the other day they turned 30 and they were a bit depressed that the youth was going at 30 now. Come on. You're still alright at 30. You're still alright. It's your attitude towards it. I'm 41 and I think I look alright for 41. But I don't smoke. I don't really drink alcohol. I used to, but I'm not really big on it. And I've been drinking the distilled water and I think that's good. Yeah, 41. 42 next February. So, and I've not had nothing done either. I've got lines. I have fine lines, like you do, but I don't go in the sun a lot. But yeah, 41 and still feel like 21. But age is just a number. Yeah. But the funny thing is, my dad has just been looking around on YouTube. Thank you. And he said, like if you go on a video and you comment, and if someone else, if you lot comment after, it'll come up and show me that someone's commented so I can read it. And he just went on, but it says someone commented, someone had sent him something, and it was a QAnon. Let me see if I can find it. Video. Let me see if it's on my phone. And I watched it and I was like, yes, it's like the flicking the dominoes down, so it goes round in a queue like the V for Vendetta film, if you know what I mean. But, let me see. I haven't looked around at news today. It's called Anonymous Global, and the title is Anonymous, Something Unexplainable is Going On. Because we know what's going on. It's the QAnon phenomenon. Did I say that right? QAnon phenomenon. I'm so glad to be part of it. Like my sister said, I need to get in on it now, because she just said she won't be able to get her head around a lot of it, but she said she wants to know what the truth is. I said, this is what it's about. It's about knowing the truth, finding out about the truth. To me, it's not just about what's going on now, which is terrible, and you're getting all this sorted out globally, and freedom for humanity, and countries that have had the countries taken over by a regime. Look what's going on in Iran. It's brilliant. The regimes are falling. The regimes that took over years ago and putting people under control. Have I got the other picture? And they're even showing, did anyone see the picture of Iran in the 70s where everyone was just dressed like Western and they had the hairstyles and, just normal clothes they wanted to wear until that regime taken over? It's so sad that there has been countries that have been taken over. They hate the West as well because we were free. They've taken them over. Hi, 6 a.m. and you're up. They've taken over and these regimes are going down now. But it's not, to me, it's not just about truthing all that sort of stuff. It's truthing history. History needs to be told properly. I missed the chat the other day. Yeah, it was like in the 70s, 60s. I missed the chat the other day where someone was doing it about history and how, the Crusades were told a lot of lies and were told twisted things. And I've always said, when everyone goes on about the race card and they're all shouting the racist and everyone hating on white people and they say white people are devils, no, they're not. Everyone's done something in history way back in the Crusades, whatever, bad and good on both sides of black people, white people, Chinese people, whoever have done something bad. But what some people don't understand is what I have seen and looked into and what people are saying is, yes, there's things that have happened, but there have been, oh yeah, it's fun red pilling people. Black people always go on about, I don't mean all black people because black people know, but certain people will go on about, oh, we were enslaved by white people, so, we don't like you, blah, blah, blah. If you actually look back, black people enslaved black people, black Arabs enslaved their people as well, and white people enslaved their people, everybody enslaved their people, but white people actually set slavery free. They didn't want it. There were still people enslaving people. So when people get history wrong and they're projecting it on another culture or race or whatever it is, that's where we all get hating, and that's what's been going on over time. It's to keep us divided and hating. Let's all hate the whites because we were enslaved years ago, this, that, and the other. Like I said, that's what Kanye was saying. Even if all these things happened in the past, that is in the past of history. That does not make me or you or just normal people hating on someone else, or I have to apologise for something that happened way back. That isn't me. That was people then who were not evolving. That was way back then, because in history things did happen, because we've had to learn by mistakes. Well, you think we had to grow and get on with people from different countries, because people have different, ways of doing things, this, that, and the other. But we haven't learned by our mistakes because, well, some of us have, but the narrative being pushed out there is always hating. It's always hating on race. It's always hating on this, that, and the other. And that agenda 21, has just been pushed and pushed and pushed to keep people hating, and like all this white supremacy crap and more privileges and all that is bollocks. People in the same situations all around the world, people call it the ghetto, or we have places in England that are, poorer than others. It doesn't mean that it's only happening to one sort of race, culture, or whatever. It happens all over. So it just gets on my nerves when people say that. Yeah, sex, race, class, politics, religions are all meant to divide, and that's what they've done over the years. It is all to divide us, to keep us fighting. So when the shit hits the fan, like it's about to now, like it is doing, if we all came together, can you imagine how powerful that is? But if we're all divided, it's not, and they know that, and that's why it is divided. I always get it wrong now. Divided we fall, united we stand. We need to unite. Most people, the shitstorm, most people around the globe, unless you're a psychopath or whatever, wants freedom for humanity, I've said this before, wants every country to be equal. We all have great things in different countries, things we can sell to different countries, different ways of doing things, technology. We all need to share. There shouldn't be people starving. There is no need in this world today for anyone to be hungry, for the technology we have, for the technology but that's been kept from us, or living in poverty, basically. Jobs can be given out. There's people who do jobs. They're taking things away, giving them to other people so other people can't get jobs. Trump has brought loads of jobs into blacks and Hispanics, more than she did or Obama did. Yeah, united we stand. And that's out there with the stats. So you can sit there and say, no, he hasn't. Yes, he has. Go and look it up. This has been for decades, and he's done it in a short space of time. There's great things that Trump is doing that people are just so stupid they can't see because they're sitting watching mainstream media and getting distracted. The North Korea thing is massive, and people are talking about other stupid things. North Korea is massive. What's that, like 65, 70 plus years? Like, he's been under the regime and they've not been friends and stuff, and it's massive, and people don't understand that because they're brainwashed. It's massive, but like I said, it's not all just about this stuff. It's about history as well, and technologies that we've got that they've been hiding. Funny how people disappear or get murdered when they find a new technology, and all of a sudden it's hidden. Medicines that should have been given to us years ago, and we all know what medicines they are and what they help with, have not been given to us. They've been hidden or put away, or it's not been able to get out to us, because what happens when you're ill and you're in hospital, especially in different countries, when you have to pay yourself, it's all to keep you in debt, to keep you paying, to keep you going to the pharmacy, chemist, whatever you want to call it, and buying your stuff. And buying your stuff, because they want us constantly buying, consuming, getting yourself in debt. That's why when you look up to these stars and they've all having surgery that they don't always say they've had done, you want to go and have surgery, have your lips pumped up massive, do this, get yourself in debt, doesn't really matter. Put poisons in your body, it doesn't really matter. Keep paying, consuming, the next fashion that's come out, you haven't got the money, but consuming, getting yourself in debt, keeping yourself ill, getting depressed because you've got yourself in debt, going to the doctors, buying your medications. Your medications actually make you ill, I don't take any medications. If I have a headache, I really, really try not to take anything. I actually haven't got anything in unless I really, really need to. Medicines keep you ill. You know, you really need to look at what you're eating, what you're putting in your body, and exercise and stuff like that, and getting out in nature in the fresh air, and herbal stuff really, because there's a lot of people who are into herbal remedies, doctors that have actually turned up dead for some reason. Quite a few of them, I think it's in the hundreds, could be in the thousands, I don't know. I can't remember what the report was, but why is that? To me, that's because, don't get me wrong, they can make medicines out there, man-made, that are great. There's some ones that are awful, killing people. Some things that are made to kill people, because it's all like depopulation. And then you've got like these beautiful herbs and things from nature that were given to us to heal us naturally. Like people use in the bush, you know, like in Australia, like Aborigines stuff. They still use stuff like that. Why can't we use stuff from the earth? Is it because it's free? They wouldn't want us having anything free to heal ourselves. No, because they want us going out paying for it. Yeah, Chinese medication, exactly. And also, I think in America, I mean here as well, it's extortionate how much you have to pay at your, what do you call it, your pharma plate, your, I don't know what you call it, your chemist, to go and get your medicine, your drugs, your medicines. You know, people paying a fortune for medicines. Well, if it was all natural and free and you could grow it in your back garden, because some people are saying, you know, they don't even want you growing things in your back garden, you won't be paying for it, would you? It's just more money for them all the time. When you think about it, it's like, yeah, it makes sense. They just want us in debt, paying for everything, while they've got all this money, ridiculous amounts of money, these elites. They don't know, they've got nothing else better to do with it apart from cause wars and bet on certain things going on around the world that they cause. Oh, it makes me sick. Yeah, every remedy, I believe, is in the ground. It was given to us by God, whoever you want to say, when the world was made. The stuff, it says it in the Bible, herbs and things were given. Things were given to us in the earth for us to use. It's all there, but we got a bit greedy and we got a bit like, you know, technology's gone on. We want to use things that, you know, it's quicker or maybe a little bit faster, or but I do believe a lot of them, I'm not saying all medicines, but I do believe a lot of medicines are poisonous. They give us the stuff, when you look around, more cancer, more kids with you know, all these different like behavioural things. I don't mean all of them, but all this stuff, when you think years back we didn't have all of this, what is it, food additives, because that there's things in that as well. There's all this stuff, when you sit down and actually think about it, it's like, what is going on, like what is going on. So, but we who know what's going on. And the thing is, they can't stop that now because there's a great awakening. They can't stop that. They'll just keep going, Russia, 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 as they still keep saying Russia, Russia, Russia. You know, and since they can't stop this is everywhere now. I know that's back to front, and I can't wait to get my t-shirt. But I need to do like a nail design with Q. I'll have to do some Q nails. That's what I haven't done. I need some Q glasses. I need to get Q glasses out, and I actually need a Q mug, because normally when I come and chat I always have a brew, so I need a Q mug. Everyone knows I like my mugs. I need a Q one now with an American flag on it. But I'm just loving the fact that it's connecting around the world, and see how united we are, because some people, you know, who think everything's racist and all that, there's people on here, there's people on Instagram, stuff like that, everyone's talking about it. Yeah, some people do call them weeds, and weed are cures. So if there's everyone from around the globe fighting against the same thing, can you imagine how that's going to unite us together? Because if you just come on, I have got different nails, I'm trying to turn them over to that. It's uniting the world. These regimes are falling, kept us apart for a long time. You know, we can still do business with different countries, buying and selling stuff, but it's got to be done in a proper way, and, you know, certain stuff. But it's uniting people around the world. I've been hashtagging, you know, save Iran and, the people in Iran and hashtagging this, that and that. And you can see it all over, even though they're trying to not, they're not putting out mainstream media, but it's uniting the globe because we can all see now in different countries, France are doing it. I've seen lots of videos talking about the same things in all different countries around the world. Everyone's talking about it, who knows about it. So everyone's giving each country support. You'll say something and they'll come in and go, oh, you've got support from India, you've got support from Canada, America, France. I've had loads and other people are getting that as well. So you can tell that the whole globe's talking about it and everyone's uniting because we've woken up. Some people have been awake for a very long time. And we all know there's a regime in countries and it's been controlling us and trying to push this agenda and trying to take over. And it's really getting to that tipping point where it has been doing, and they still think they're winning, but they're not. They're not winning. We're winning. And it's all coming out. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing time to be in. You can see it all, the big movies playing out. I've got my popcorn in. And it's getting quite exciting now. It's just exciting. I just can't believe how they've done everything. And it's like the snowball effect's just everywhere. All around the world. It is. It's just amazing. When you sit down and think, how have they worked out? I mean, obviously they didn't just wake up yesterday and go, oh, we're going to sort this out. It's been going for time, but I don't know when. But how they've worked out, I think it's a supercomputer, worked out what. Yeah, that's what I'm fed up with, this white guilt stuff. It's absolutely codswallop. White guilt, trying to put white guilt on white people all the time, white genocide, this, that, and the other. It's what I was trying to talk to someone about the other day. White guilt for what? I wasn't someone years ago that if you're saying such and such a body did this in history, I'm not one of them people. Yes, it could have been someone's ancestors or someone way back, but also we need to get the truth out there. The truth of history needs to be put out in whatever form it is. People are going to be upset and people are going to say it's a lie, this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter. If there's things, like I said, every race, every whatever, the truth has just got to be told. That is not us now. So even whatever comes up to be the truth of everything, people just need to go, right, that was wrong. We need to evolve from that because we don't need that in this day and age now. We're not there. We're in 2018. We're moving forward. We want humanity for the world. So yes, there were things that went on in the past and now we know the truth. So we've got to get over that. How can we all work together to bring us all together and live in a harmonious way for humanity, and let's move forward instead of living in the past, because this is what the people are doing. Antifa and all these groups that are doing all this stuff, it's keeping us in the past. Why are we living then? Why are people bringing up shite from years ago? Yes, there's not nice stuff on both sides, but we also need to be told the truth. But we're trying to push forward. If you keep talking about the past, people who talk about the past, and that this isn't just on that sort of history, on anything like exes or whatever it is. If you're always talking about the past, you're always living in the past, you're never going to move forward. If I was going on about like I wanted to meet somebody, but I don't like men anymore because I think this, that, and the other, I'm just gonna be living in the past. I'm never gonna move forward to try and see that not all people are the same. Oh, the elitists, they're going down. It's been going on for years. This is what people don't understand. I had someone on here the other day saying, oh, they don't want to watch my channel anymore because they see me for what I am now. What? White? Yes, I am white. And what? Talking about something, trying to get the truth out because someone doesn't like it. Not that I've hurt that person. I've just said something they don't like, when actually I'm saying all of us need to be told the truth. Whatever it is, whatever hideous things have happened, I'd rather just know the truth. And if, I'm embarrassed about our people way back, then okay. And then other people can be embarrassed about, be ashamed of it. Yes, who isn't going to be? But that doesn't mean you carry on with that thing from the past and putting it on other people, saying it's their fault. It's it's their fault, basically. It's not their fault. It's from someone years ago. The people whose fault it is for starting all this off in the first place, for starting wars off, this, that, and the other, are the people back then. And the people are still pushing that agenda forward. Rothschilds and Soros and all the other people that are under that big triangle. Do you know what I mean? That's why the Illuminati's in a triangle. You've got the main ones at the top, and then you've got all the minions. The ones at the bottom don't know. It's a bit like, I'd probably say the Masons or something. The ones who go in at the bottom first don't really know. They think it's something, whoa, if anything's a secret, I think it's dodgy. Then they'll move up to another level. They probably still don't know. They probably, when they get in the middle, they might see other things. As they get further at the top where you earn more money, more money, more money, and that's where you start getting corrupt, they'll start knowing things, but you can't get out of it because, oh no, you can't get out of it. The ones at the top of that pyramid, makes me wonder about the pyramids in Egypt. Don't know if that makes any sense, because I think that's a big farce. The ones at the top of that pyramid are the ones that have controlled everything, and people below them, but then people just below them are corrupt, they've been bought into it, paid off, whatever. So it's people at the top of that pyramid, but then there's all the people that have been corrupted as well. And then the people at the bottom who don't really know what's going on, they're just there for, like, to me, it's like if they got asked anything, they wouldn't know because they don't really know, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it's like Egypt. I go on channels where they talk about Egypt and the true thing that went on there, because there's a lot behind that of, like, what was going on there. Did they have technologies we didn't know about? When you start watching all these videos, and that's why we need to be told the truth, because there's videos with truth in them. There's videos for clickbait. There's videos half and half, and you just don't know what's true. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, something with the pyramid thing going on, and like who was actually the gods. And if you want to go into all that, but I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of things we've not been told about properly. It's been put there, like things in the Bible have been changed. Things have been taken out of different books and stuff to keep people from the truth. I've never believed that we have been told about the pyramids. I don't believe whatever's behind it, whoever lived there then, whatever, like, because I believe we've been lied to, how they were built, what they were built for. I've even seen videos of where some of the what they called, like the big stones on parts of places are not even real. Like, some of them have been like covered in, I don't know what they said they were covered in, but covered in something that were made way after. Which makes you think, were there some, like, manuscripts, like, some of the artwork scrubbed out or new things, and just the fact that Illuminati used a pyramid shape, and isn't it on the American money? Isn't the Illuminati sign on is that right? The triangle with the one eye in it. And then it's funny that you see a lot of Egyptian stuff, where people have tried to get truth out, big people who've been on archaeology things or things found for medicine and new technologies to fly and stuff like that, and all of a sudden they've ended up dead. So what's this sky event thing? Wouldn't you love it if it was something to do with, like, the new technologies of flying of coming out? Because really, should we really still be in aeroplanes? There must be something new now, faster and more efficient than an aeroplane, because we've had aeroplanes for years and years and years and years. And I've seen videos on that as well, in the North Pole or Antarctica or whatever it was, something to do with Germans and new technology years ago in the ice caps or something. And I actually have seen, I don't care what people say, I've seen this year, beginning of this year, I've seen things in the sky high up, no lights, doing this, zigzagging. And a few months ago, I was out in the garden like today. It was sunny, a bit cloudy, and there was I know this sounds stupid, but behind a cloud was like this round. It wasn't round that way, and I thought it was round that way, as if it looked like the sun behind it. It wasn't the moon behind it. The sun was already out, and it was just weird. And it was just like a faint, but it was a circle, and I was a bit like, what's that? Like, what is that? And I have heard and seen the videos about things behind the clouds, things hiding behind the clouds. And I wouldn't put it past, it might sound daft to some people, I wouldn't put it past anything, because we've been lied to that much and there's secrets out there and stuff that nothing would surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if, I know this is going a bit far and this is not what's going to happen, but say the Sky event was a load of aliens going over like the flipping Independence Day, but they were good, not bad. They were just showing us they were there and they were helping. I'd just be like, hi, yeah, I knew it. It wouldn't bother me, because I'd just think, well, we've been lied to that much that, you know, nothing. I know that's not going to happen, but I'm just saying, for example, if it did, nothing today will surprise me. If they're walking among us, nothing would surprise me. If Trump was an alien from outer space helping us, it wouldn't surprise me. We've heard all this, the reptilians and the, or what they called, the Arion, I don't even know what the names are, this, that and the other entities, whatever. Because I do believe in spiritual things, and I do believe in different dimensions, and I do believe in, yeah, Project Bluebeam. I'd believe it, me. I'd be like, yeah, doesn't surprise me. We don't actually really know what's out there. It could be like Men in Black, you know, they could be living among us. Because Zuckerberg, I mean, come on, Zuckerberg looks like an alien. He's a bit of an odd character. But why everyone would be stood there going, oh my God, I'd just be like, hi, I knew it. But it would be great if the Sky event was something like new technology flying over for the world to see, so everyone could see it and know what the mainstream media couldn't say it was a lie. They couldn't put it on telly and be like, oh no, it was this, that and the other, it was just a weather balloon, or it was this, that and the other. We would be able to see it because we'd all be outside going, oh my God, this is brilliant. And it was like a whole worldwide thing. They flew around the world. I don't mean aliens, I just mean new technologies in aeroplanes or flight things we have, or I don't know, whatever. Space Force, and we were just all like, well, you can't not unsee that in the sky. How would they be able to cover that up in the sky if everyone saw it around the globe? How would they do it? Tommy Robinson. Oh, is it Tommy Robinson? I've not been checking online. I just get my information on YouTube, but I believe there's what's the date today? 21st, 22nd. Is it 21st today? I think there's a march on Saturday in London again. But if I'm not wrong, somebody said on the same day in the same area, but I'm not sure because I don't know for definite if they're in Trafalgar Square. They were last time that Khan, the Mayor of London, was putting on the Eid Festival or whatever it's called in the same place at the same time, which I don't think is really a good idea. But that sounds like that's done on purpose to me. But I could be wrong. It might be the same day, maybe not in the same area. To have it in the same area wouldn't really be a good idea, I don't think. But I don't know, they've still got the petitions. I actually got something emailed to me the other day about the petition. I've not read it yet. People think it's gone quiet. It hasn't. There's still rallies all over the globe. People are still talking about, we will keep talking about it. There's a march on Saturday and it's going to be bigger than last time. 20,000 plus more people. So it's going to be bigger this time. The media lied last time. They tried to put out on the tannoys on the underground station about, oh, it had been cancelled, this, that and the other. There wasn't many people going. There was, and they all went. They tried to put people off. I also believe, I don't watch the news on telly, but I believe someone was saying something about an explosion went off in the tube or something in London. But they said it was something to do with the electrics. I bet it wasn't, because if mainstream media have put that out, it'd be nothing to do with electrics. It'd be to do with somebody tried to do something down there. That's what I think. It's an absolute load of codswallop, a bit like setting the missiles off in America the other week. Well, they got shot down, didn't they? So, just couldn't you imagine for a minute, sky event, big sky event of like new technologies that fly around the globe, you know, quite a lot of them, so everyone around the globe can see. And then how would mainstream media try to cover that up to all us that have seen it? You know, and it'd be that loud and that brilliant, you'd just be like, oh my God, like, what's that in the sky? But then again, when they're talking about conspiracy theories, which we all know are true, we were talking about Project Bluebeam, but saying that the baddies, if you like, were going to put that out to make people think it was aliens or whatever. Now I'm thinking, well, did they say that? Because if that happens, it's to make you think it's fake and it's not, it's real. I don't mean aliens, I just mean, you know, these new technologies that everyone will be like, oh my God, what is this? This is this new technology we've had for years and they haven't shown us. Because to me, that's like a massive bomb drop, you know, when we get the booms of evidence. Can you imagine, like, how they wouldn't be able to cover it up? You know, if people were out in the street going, oh my God, what's this, all over the world, all at the same time, obviously, well, no, it wouldn't be at the same time, different times, but people would see it all around the world. People would be talking about it. How would they be able to cover it up? They wouldn't. Because if I saw it, if people saw it in the street, if it flew over now, and mainstream media tried to say it was something else, I'd be like, no, I was in the street. Don't tell me something different. I was there. I saw it. And if they were trying to say they were like holograms, they'd have to make some of them land and meet people so people can touch them and they knew they were real. Well, you can't trust mainstream media whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, they report on some stuff, and I believe, like, what's going to go on at some point, they're going to have to start, like, reporting on truth. Like Fox News, they do bitch, you know, is it Tucker Carlson and some of the others talk about it, truth, but then the other side don't. So they're going to have to start coming in with it because they're just going to look stupid. I mean, I don't watch telly anyway, but we as people, we know what's going on. But you can imagine how they would try to... Because if you want to go down the route of UFOs, I've seen UFOs because they're unidentified. I don't know what they are, so to me they're a UFO. But when people have said they've seen stuff, and obviously it's unidentified because they don't know what it is, they can't make out what it is because they've never seen that shape or something. It probably is government stuff, but then in the mainstream media they'll always say, oh, it was just a light shining off something and it made this shape, or it was a weather balloon, or this, that and the other. Right, why can't you just tell us the truth? Just tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. But they won't tell us the truth. They just make out people are conspiracy theories. It's a conspiracy theory. That person's a nutter. Oh, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like they always say. When we know it's truth. Does anyone think there's like extraterrestrials out there? What do you think about, you know, are we the only ones in the universe? I don't think we are. It's too big. Even if they're like light years away, you know what I mean? There could have been, people say, I like the theory of when people say about, I've been watching some videos on it about they already were here way back when we first started developing, and that's all the technology, you know, like from the pyramids and stuff, that they already had the technology, you know, like when they look back and go, oh, they had this and they had that, and they must have been quite clever. Yeah, maybe there was a civilization or something before, or someone came before and they had all this great technology. We were the ones who were stupid, that were, you know, not up to that standard. So if they were at that standard then, if they are light years, well, I don't know if this makes any sense, they are so advanced in technology, so advanced in technology. That's why you hear a lot of people talking about entities and... No, there's no way we're alone. I don't think we're alone. Everyone can think that's mad, but I don't. Entities that work on higher levels, like they can't get involved with us, but they can sort of send messages through different... I don't know. I just, if anything, I think it's really interesting, and it's nice to think that way, that, you know, there could be things out there helping us as well. Same day I will tell the, what was that, Lakota origin story. Yes, there is life out there. Also the Navajo, and yeah, I think there's... Oh, it's definitely Trump versus Hollywood. Yeah, there's definitely... I've heard all these stories on Elohim. Is it Elohim? The Anunnaki. I know I'm getting it wrong. The reptilians, the greys, all that sort of things that, funny enough, you do see in films like Jupiter Rising and all them sort of films, even in Men in Black, the little grey funny ones, because they all say, this is just madness talking, that you have the reptilians that are bad, The little greys were sort of supposed to be maybe controlled a little bit by the reptilians, and they were supposed to be like quite sort of neutral. And then you had the ones that were good. I don't know. When you look around, people might be thinking, God, what's she talking about now? I've always been off with the fairies. I've always had my head in the clouds. I'm glad I have, really, because I wouldn't have come across, I don't think I would have started feeling the way I was and things falling away, and then finding, well, my dad telling me to go on soapbox and having my eyes more open to what was going on there. But yeah, and I do believe in the thing going on with your pineal gland as well, all the secrets behind that, and people say why they put fluoride in our water to calcify it, because it stops you from coming to like Christ consciousness or more consciousness of the awakening, or just sort of being awake and not like dumbed down by things, whatever all that is. But I see all these videos, it's very confusing, but it's nice to look into as well, because I don't want to watch telly and listen to the stuff they're telling us, because I've even seen videos, I don't know if anyone's heard of these, they might think this is mad, that some people putting videos out there about the or what they called the rocks out there, the stones, the mountains being fossilized. So you can see like they look like giants, titans. The world before were giants, and the big stumps like in America. Then in what they called, a bit like, what's that alien film with the big rock thing he was looking at, mountain. Oh, what's that film called? The Thingy Counters of the Third Kind, whatever it's called. Where it used to be massive trees that got cut down by titans, and the world was like the Garden of Eden then, and this, that, and the other, and there's lots of. But when you see these videos, some of the stones that they're petrified, they call it, close encounters, yeah, petrified, they do look like what they're saying they look like, and people will say, oh, it's the wind and the rain and it's eroded them, it looks like this. Well, how come the face looks the same on both sides? If it was eroded, it'd be just eroded on one side, and they look symmetrical. And oh, you scared a co-worker about 5G. 5G is very scary. I've not really looked into it properly, and that my friend said she was getting a smart meter the other day. I was like, oh, I wouldn't even get one of them in your house either. It's bad enough having Wi-Fi. Oh, killer Wi-Fi. But yeah, petrified stones, and they're finding things, and your stones look like they had vessels in, which look like blood, and things that look like they were alive years ago. And even if people think it's mad, it is just very interesting. And I've even seen pictures of these giant skeletons and stuff. And even if that was true and all that came out, because it's a conspiracy, we know most conspiracies are true, that wouldn't surprise me either. Nothing you could say to me would surprise me. If giants lived on Earth years ago, wouldn't surprise me. If we live among aliens, or that we've been contacted, whatever, it just wouldn't surprise me. Nothing would surprise me. Nothing. Nothing would surprise me. I wouldn't be in shock of anything. I'd just be like, well, stuff I've seen and read, it just wouldn't surprise me. But I think there's a lot of things that we're going to find out, but I think there's a lot of things that we still are not going to know, because it'd be too much for us to comprehend. Yeah, like maybe it wouldn't do our brains any good to know, if you know what I mean. Not in this generation anyway. Keep scaring them. Yeah, keep scaring them. Well, it's like all these films they put out there and videos, these horrible horror things, half of them are true. What they do is what they do. It's probably why I don't watch them. But I'm going to have a look at Soapbox in a bit. Well, there's lots of weird fetishes out there. And they'll all be coming out to the light of day as well, because some of these things that people think is too hard to comprehend, all this satanical stuff. My friend was talking about Katy Perry the other day, and I was like, no, don't talk to me about Katy Perry and that song she brought out, Bon Appetit, and her, because we all know what group she stands with. But go, what's he called? Clint Eastwood, go Mel Gibson, go Kanye, go, who else has been standing up? Chris Pratt, is it? Chris Pratt. Go Roseanne. Who are the celebrities that are talking out who like Trump? Not the ones who are in the bad gang. Who else said something? But let's see if I say something now, because I'm going to go. Let's see who know. You know, when I say it, you know, you've got to type it underneath. It's probably isn't. Where we go, one. Come on, where we go, one. Who knows? Where we go, one. Somebody comment. Where we go, one. Yay! Come on, everybody. Where we go, one. Yay. You've all got to write. If you know what I'm talking about, you've all got to write it. Then I'll know who's on the same page. I know most of you on here are on the same page anyway. But yay. But I just think it's amazeballs. You've got to say amazeballs. If you're in America, say amazeballs. And, oh, what's the other thing we're supposed to be hashtagging? Hashtag Wang Doodle, is it? Is it Wang Doodle? Where we go one, we go all. Is it Wang Doodle? I can't remember what we're hashtagging. Hashtagging everything. Is it Wang Doodle? I can't remember what it was. Wang Doodle? I know this is back to front, but you see the gist. You see where we go one. I know it's back to front. But I suggest you go and Wang Doodle, yeah. I suggest you go and hire yourself. Buy yourself I'm going to show you again. Buy yourself a Q t-shirt or save up for one. They're not that dear. I'd rather go out without some chocolate and some treats and just get myself one. So I have. Can't wait for it to come. Do you know what I'm so happy about? I'm just so proud of Trump over there. And even though obviously I'm not American, but you don't have to be American to know someone's a good person, being painted as bad. And I'm absolutely, there's the t-shirt I'm getting. I'm so chuffed. This wasn't done on purpose. My youngest son's 3, so I didn't know nothing about it before, but his middle name is actually Donald, not after Donald Trump, because I wasn't really into Donald then. Yay, QAnon. It's because my granddad was called Donald, so his middle name's Donald, and I'm actually really chuffed now that his middle name is Donald. And I've got a bird in the garden that comes in all the time, not because of Trump, because I name him after my granddad, and my blackbird in my garden's called Donald as well. He always comes in when I go and sit in the garden, so Q, if you're watching, or imagine if Q wrote a post. I have a bird in my garden that comes in and comes near me, and he's called Donald. And if I get another one, I'll have to call him Q. But yeah, I'm quite chuffed that my son's middle name is Donald. I'm quite happy about that. Is it? It's quite nice today. It's just cloudy. I've really got to go now though and sort my nails out because I can't walk around with odd nails. But yeah, I'm just glad there's just great things happening, and if Soapbox is back on, I'll go and have a nosy what they're talking about. I'll probably be doing another tinfoil hat news soon. Did anyone see my eyebrow video, Justin Trudeau? With me stick on eyebrow. I was trying to tell my sister about that today. She was like, what do you mean he's got fake brows? I was like, I don't know, he's just got fake brows that glue on, stick on eyebrows that fall off when he's under a bit of heat. Did anyone see the eyebrow video? So anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to love you and leave you and say again, where we go one. It was funny. It's just my sense of humour. I don't always think I come across as I know what I'm talking about, but I know some of you know what I'm talking about. Some people probably come on and go, oh my God. Yay! Or as Gran Torino would say if you're off Soapbox, We love Grand in Ireland. He would say, give us a 5x5. He might watch this after. He does watch my channels. He does watch some of my videos, so I wouldn't be surprised if he popped on and later on and commented and put 5x5. Go and check his, thank you. If you haven't checked Gran Torino out, go and check him out because he does the videos with all the resignations, you know, with who's resigned all around the globe, who's been funny, weird deaths and stuff. I don't know if anyone's been doorknobbing theirself lately with a scarf. I don't know. I didn't see that last bit, sorry. I don't know. You know, because Hillary's a bit partial to doorknobbing, isn't she? And don't forget the new swear word is Russia. If you want to swear, just shout Russia out because everything's Russia's fault. Poor Putin. But yeah, so I shall see you all again. I'll probably see you over the weekend, tomorrow weekend or something. I'll try and do another tinfoil hat news or something. Well, the Obama admin is Russia. God. Is Hillary still wearing a back brace? I haven't seen much of her. She still thinks she's winning, the woman who thought she'd never lose. But yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.